decided to come back and do another live stream here, and I'm going to take a look at the New Belgium Hop Avenger IPA, which is one I have not had from them. Noticed it a while back and just hadn't picked it up until just recently. And I gotta say, I like the design of it. It's got a neat looking can, and I'm going to go ahead and get that up here so you can check this out. So there you have it there with the New Belgium Hop Avenger. Little superhero type action taking place. And I have liked the series from New Belgium. Of course, now they are actually under Kirin as their parent company. After they did the buyout, but many of the employees were taken care of very handsomely, very nicely. There were some that weren't happy with the transaction, but it is what it is. And looking forward to seeing how this one actually tastes. Now this one, looking on the can here, 7.7 ABV. Nice of them. They do put a date on the bottom, so this is actually out till February 16th of 2020, so plenty of time there. This is the one that I picked up the other day. 2 6-packs, each of them were $5.99 because my one place was getting rid of them so they can make room for other stuff. Might have been either $5.99 or $4.99. I think it was $5.99. And so a nice IPA to break up some of the stouts I've been having more recently. Cheers to Hans. What's going on, my friend? Happy Sunday to you, as well as you, Erie. I see you there. Cheers. And let's go ahead and get this baby cracked and get it into a glass. And for this, I will be rolling out the New Belgium glassware that you can see right there as well. So that's what I will be using. I'm going to flip it back to my other can before I get confused on what camera I'm actually on. Start working 2 cameras, you easily get thrown around. The one that I didn't get from New Belgium, I kind of wish I would have tried it now. They had one that came out earlier this year that was the Voodoo Black. It was in black cans. I think it was a black lager, or it might have been a black IPA. Probably was a black IPA now I think about it. I did not pick that one up. Kind of wish I would have, just to see what that would have tasted like. But there we go. Nice orange color on the beer. Hey, what's happening, Paul? Cheers. This is a brewing I've absolutely purposely avoided. What? You avoided New Belgium, or you avoided just this Hop Avenger IPA? I like New Belgium stuff. I think they do a decent amount of work. Head itself came out with about a 3-finger head on that pour that I did, which is fine. Going to get the aromas to open up on this bad boy. Pretty much sits kind of an eggshell white color. It's got a nice feel to it. Get a little bit of a floral. I get some freshness from the hops. It's a bit of a dankness in there. Nice citrusy type feel. A little bit of a tropical on the back end as well, taste-wise. Nice bittering effect on it. Definitely feel a nice feel of the hops in the throat area. A little bit of a scratchiness. Cheers, Beer Hound. Yes, just in time, my friend. And this is one that Beer Hound actually likes, so he was wanting to see my take on it as well. And you get a nice feel of the hops in the taste. You get that IBU hop forwardness with the beer. A little bit of the flavor there on the background, being left around in the duration. Feel a little bit of carbonation on the tongue. You get a nice little prickly sensation there. Texture-wise, something I get from other IPAs as well, not just New Belgium. For me, a little bit of a syrupy type feel in the texture. But on par with a lot of the IPAs out there for what you would expect to get. Definitely one I can sit back and relax on. Not mad that I got 2 6-packs of it, so does it jump out like some of the other IPAs I've had from some of the other breweries? Not as much, but is it a solid IPA? Definitely something you can really sit back and enjoy nicely. Leaving some lacing as it starts to work its way down the glass as well. Little sensation of orange in there, grapefruit, tangerine. Halfway down the glass right now, I got a nice feeling in the cheek area of the flavors really settling in nicely. Get a little bit of an astringency there. After you have it for a little bit of time, you do feel that on the lips. It does cause a little bit of a sucking sensation in the cheeks, which I like. It helps to draw out more flavor. It's a nice beer overall from them. Get a little bit of a kind of a sourness type feel on the nose, on the aroma. A little bit of a, as some people would say in the beer world, kind of a little bit of a funky type vibe, but taste on it is solid. As you can see, I'm not having any problem drinking this baby now. Definitely nice to get something like this as well versus some of the IPAs out there now that are pretty much all juiced. Something like this, a little bit more to that style, for the style, and not being one of those juicier type IPAs, which they do have a juice IPA that you can get for New Belgium, but this one is definitely one more. I like to have that feel kind of more identifiable as beer. Paul said New Belgium as a whole, I've just got a macro vibe from them. They put me off. Still got the fat tire, PTSD I'm trying to recover from. Yeah, well, they're macro now for sure since Kieran owns them. Since they made that purchase, they're definitely under that umbrella. Did you get 2 6-packs and a $5 bill and a hug from the dealer? I'm smelling a Rod J deal. Yeah, no hugs needed. But 2 6-packs, they were $5.99 each for them. So they're still selling these for a little bit more than that for 1 6-pack, like at our Kroger and other stores around here. Usually this is like a $9. Some places have $9.99, some have it at $10.49. So depending where you're at. I've been holding for the Stone Enjoy by. Damn good stuff. Or you've been hitting the Stone. Okay. So you've been hitting that one. I have not picked that one up. I still got time. It doesn't explode to after January 1st. So I can still grab one from one of my places. Maybe I'll grab one and have it like New Year's Eve or something. I haven't had an Enjoy by beer from Stone in a while. So I am due to check out one of the beers in their series. For me on this one, this is a 3.75 out of 5 for my own personal rating. As an IPA, it definitely is right there in the right box where it should be. But for me, and again, it's all a matter of how many beers you're having and which are kind of your palate is set up for. You can easily drink it and would drink it again and will drink it again because I have more to drink. But 3.75 is where it kind of squares with me on that point. I'm on my 5th 6-pack. Well, wow, you really do like it then, because I don't think you've bought multiple 6-packs of anything in a long time, so it must be really solid. Which is also surprising because Stone hasn't moved a lot of people from people that I know that drink Stone. It's kind of like they sat back and they did go back to reinvent themselves some on some of their brews last year, but you think about Stone, it's kind of nice they put something out there that has you getting 5 6-pack of those, and other people are talking pretty highly of that one too. So I'll have to make a note to try to pick that up this week so I can get it done by the 1st, because you have to enjoy it by 1/1/20. That's the rules. If you don't, it'll explode. So, Paul, you at work tonight, or are you actually drinking anything? Beer Hound, are you drinking anything right now again as well? Thanks, I appreciate it. It's a nice brew. And like I said before, I am a fan of the Voodoo series with them, so I like what they've been doing with those beers. And I'll definitely enjoy the rest of them. These would be nice for when I do some of the other things like the beer float show and other type streams where I just need beers that I'm not going to be reviewing already. I can kick back and just enjoy them. I usually don't reheat the same brews in packs. Right, yeah, you're like me. Like usually you get it, you'll check it out, you move on to something else because there's so many beers that are out there. But they got you buying 5-6 packs already. Unless you got a Rod J deal and you're not telling me. That would get you to buy some more. I know it would. Damn the rules, you right. At work. We got oh great, you got the Christmas tree home. That was on top of the truck. Nice. Will the truck be fixed anytime soon for you? You gonna be in pretty good shape with the truck, or is that gonna be something probably after Christmas when you have to get that done? Let's see. And anybody else that's watching, what are you guys drinking as well? I put on the community tab earlier today, what's your favorite Christmas movie to kick back and watch with a beer? So some people have been checking in there. Paul, who is actually here, checked in earlier. He said, don't open until Christmas, Christmas Evil, Silent Night, Blood Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night, The Dorm That Drip Blood, Cadaver Christmas, Gremlins, and Santa Claus. I don't know how Gremlins got in the mix with all that, but I sensed a theme in there. So, Eric, a Lions fan, he's supposed to watch Silent Night, Deadly Night. He's never seen that, so he was supposed to be watching that by Christmas. But right now, we have like 40% has said other, 10% said Christmas Vacation, 50% said Christmas Story. And I ran out of spaces, which I found out you can only do 5 spaces in there. So I had like It's a Wonderful Life and Elf, which nobody has anyone voting for those two. One of the guys did check in, and he was saying Die Hard, so Die Hard would be one in there as well. Home Alone, that was another one. Home Alone was a one in there too for another Christmas movie. And one of the guys said, hey, he didn't drink the beer and watch the Christmas movie at the same time. I'm like, never? That was our friend Gabriel. I mean, at some point, how do you not see a Christmas movie while you're enjoying a beer? Gremlins does happen during Christmas, that's right. And as we've said on some of the other stuff, it was a Christmas gift. That's how we got the Gremlin, right? That's how you got the mud pie. I forgot what they were called, mud pie or something like that. So he got that for a Christmas gift from his dad. Get it done the first week of January, so you're a week or so out. Hopefully they get it done and everything is smooth after that. What up, DD? Cheers, my friend. Are you drinking on anything tonight? We were just, I was just mentioning on the community tab, I put a little poll for your favorite Christmas movie with the beer. Didn't know if you heard that part or not, so that's what I was just rattling off there. Beer House that just reviewed a Mexican beer called Sol Cerveza. Not a bad adjunct brew, 2.9 score. Okay. I haven't had a Sol in a while. I know what you're talking about there. But when I did that video a while back about the Clamato Chelada that I had, the mango Clamato Chelada, Sol has their Chelada here as well. And I was thinking about maybe picking that up just to give it a try. I don't know why, but after having that one, I kind of thought I could probably have a few of these. Not probably more than one in one sitting. I could probably try a few, like if I was at brunch. And this morning, when I was having eggs and bacon and waffles, I thought it'd be actually nice to have a Chelada with it, because it was like 11 o'clock, nice little brunch type thing. Instead of a Bloody Mary, you can have a Chelada. So maybe I'll try that Christmas Eve or on Christmas morning. Let me see here. The Grinch and Charlie Brown are good ones too. Yeah, the Grinch and Charlie Brown are good. In fact, we were talking about it yesterday. Some people had the Grinch That Stole Christmas as being their favorites. Yeah, my guy. And no, you have to work in the morning. Yeah, me too. I gotta work tomorrow, which really sucks, because then it's like I'm off Tuesday and then Wednesday with the holiday. But tomorrow will be like a slow day, so it'll be like basically what I do is I work in sales, so I'll be making a lot of calls, but I'll be leaving a lot of voicemail messages for the most part. I'll get some people that'll be around. I'll probably call in to check some stuff, but it'll be slow. But it's just one of those days. It'll be a good paperwork day. I'll get stuff like that out of the way. Hey, Jamie, cheers. Happy holidays to you as well, my friend. Hopefully you're all set here for the holidays. And hopefully everybody's shopping is done, that is out there buying gifts and getting everybody all taken care of. We also had the start of Hanukkah started today on the 22nd. So they got those celebrations taking place. It's a festive time. Christmas Eve and Christmas night, that sucks. Having a beer is like Lay's potato chips. Can't have just one. That's true. Most of the time. Well, if you're having one of the bigger beers nowadays, one can just do you just fine. So, if you're there at 9:30 at night or 10, you gotta work in the morning, but you break out a Bourbon County Stout, you're okay with just one in that regard. It's funny you said Lay's. I just remembered I bought Lay's potato chips the other day at Kroger. They're downstairs. I might have to snack on those later. I got the fiery habanero. I do like spicy. Beer Hound, I like to do some adjunct beers. Sometimes it cleans the palate. Sometimes they're just good. Yeah, sometimes they are. And listen, when it's like the summertime and it's a hot day, you can grab one of the adjunct lagers, a nice Pilsner type lager or whatever, and it just clears the palate and it refreshes. You pretty much just chug that boy down almost, and it's great. So there's definitely a place for it. Like I said, I don't really hate on any styles except shandies. Shandies haven't found a place in my heart yet, but everything else I'm pretty much game on trying. And even shandies I will try once in a while. But there are a few that just don't do it for me. Ready for Christmas to come and go. I hear you, Erie. So hopefully you got everybody all set and done. Hopefully you're not in the last minute running around these next couple of days. They put a thing out earlier today about shipping. There may be delays they're expecting with some of the weather. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but there's been some weather stuff. Virginia had a 69 car pile up today due to ice on the road and fog. There was something that took place at like Atlanta and Miami airport where they were short baggage people. So people were being stuck in airports and all that kind of stuff. And they're expecting I thought they said by Christmas with the weather coming in, 4,000 delays on flights across the country. So if you're traveling by air, good luck. Hopefully you're not affected. If you're traveling by car, just be careful out there because there may be some crazy stuff. Where we're at, today was actually 52, and we're projected to actually go up so that by the time Christmas hits, we're expected to be 62 degrees on Wednesday, which will be nice. In Cincinnati, it's usually crap weather by now, at least cold. I'm like 62. You can go golfing on Christmas here. I have to finish shopping after work tomorrow, so you'll be in one of those last run crowds. I did see, depending on where you're going, that some stores are extending their deals and stuff too, and extending hours to try to get people in. So hopefully it all works out. Jamie got all the shopping done except need to buy 2 Yankee candles tomorrow. There you go. That's an easy one to get those picked up, I think. My wife is big into candles. She always gets candles and stuff too. So she had a candle lit earlier today. This is nice. You get some nice aromas on some. They actually have some now that do have beer aromas. So I don't know if you guys have saw that or not, but they do have some things like that out there. Can't do sours. See, everybody's got something, right? So you can't do the sours. I've become a big fan of sours now. Part of the reason probably is because we have Urban Artifact here that other people are starting to find out more about in the country. But they are mainly sours, or all sours for the most part. So they do a good job. Sorry about that. Had to sneeze. Quickly had to hit the mute button so I didn't sneeze in your guys' ear. But yeah, so I am a fan of the sours and enjoying those. Wow, Erie says flash flood warnings for tomorrow. Well, be safe, girl. Make sure you guys are all prepared and stuff like that. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Yeah, you guys are getting part of that storm, I guess, that was like hitting Atlanta, Miami. Oh, I say Atlanta, all Florida, really. Georgia. I didn't see it hit. Maybe it was South Carolina that was hitting as well. But it's like the only place where it had like rain across the country was like right around that area. With 70 here, I was riding my motorcycle around wearing a t-shirt and thong. All right, yeah. You and Lizzo riding around in thongs out there. I can take a shandy over sours, can't drink them, Dee says as well. Tastes like a bad batch. Yeah, I mean, it's your palate working up to them. Now, granted, different breweries and their sours, you can try a couple beers here and there and not like them, but then you could try some other beers that'll be that style and you'll enjoy them. So sometimes it may take a couple times to try it from different spots, or you may just not have that feeling where you actually enjoy them. So, which is fine too. That's the great thing about beer. We have so many different styles you can try and enjoy what you do like and find out what your palate likes. Hey, Richie, what's happening? Happy holidays to you as well, brother. Good to see you. Hopefully, you're also all set for Christmas. He said only has Christmas Day off, so well, at least you get that day off. Paul was saying he has to do Christmas Eve and Christmas Day night where he's working. I'm off Tuesday, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then next week I'll be off for New Year's Day. But it's kind of one of those weird things when Christmas falls like in the middle of the week. It's like I guess you just move it to the weekend or off the previous weekend. You know, whatever's closer, whatever you want to do it. But like in the middle of the week, it just throws you off more, I think. Takes 0.05 seconds of rain for Charleston to flood. You guys can't handle rain or snow, it seems. Any type of precipitation, and you guys have trouble in South Carolina. Throttle bah humbug. What's going on, my friend? Oh, and then Richie says cheers to Paul, and Throttle says Richie to cheers hello as well. He said hello Daniel, and back and forth, and opted to work the rest of the week after Christmas. So are you all, you have to work tomorrow and then you're off through this week, and then you have to basically all work next week. But are you going to be off New Year's Day, Ari? Or you got to work that day as well? And we have had Pliny the Elder consistently lately here. Yeah, Pliny is one of the beers I would love to get at some point. I've actually got, it's funny because, you know, we talk about shipping beer, but I have a connection that actually is one of the UPS managers, and that person was willing to ship me beer from out there because they're out there as well. So Pliny's like, you're not supposed to ship UPS, but it's like, I got a manager that's going to ship it to me at UPS, which is hilarious. Hey, what's happening, Blake? Cheers, brother. What's going on? Merry Christmas. And he says Merry Christmas to everyone as well. And I am going to jump over later if Alan is going to do Sunday Fun Day on the Eclectic Beard starting at 9. Well, it's actually 9:02 now. But if he is doing it or about to do it, then I'll jump over there in a little bit as well if you guys are going to be on there and catch up a little bit too. Actually, this is the first night I'm pretty much freed up because all my shows are pretty much done that I was watching. Last week was the last one for Watchmen, so now it's kind of like nothing to really fill the void. So definitely willing to hang out if you guys are hanging out as well. Work Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then off all next week. New Year's most likely the only person working. Wow. And the beer said, Blake, how to do Blankaroo. Wait, so if you're working Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, you're off all next week. You won't be working New Year's. Erie says, shoot, I'm surprised he's doing it. LMAO, last night was a night. Did I miss something last night when did he do a broadcast last night and I missed it? I might have missed it when I was gaming earlier, but I didn't see anything where he had anything going on the channel. I know he was later on Trish's when they were doing the ugly sweater type thing. I did see him on there for a bit when I was watching. Lumpy Dog, cheers. Can't stay. Welcome. Thanks for swinging by. Always appreciate you taking a moment. And Lumpy Dog, Merry Christmas to you. If we don't catch up tomorrow or Tuesday, hopefully you and yours will have a great Christmas and a great holiday week this week, my friend. Oh, work Christmas party. Gotcha. So he cut a little loose at the work Christmas party. He's probably telling everybody that you bought him a Tesla truck. That's what I would have done. I'd have been like, "Oh, lady got me a Tesla truck." They would have all believed him too from the videos and stuff he's been doing. Actually didn't make it to our work Christmas party this year. I had some other stuff happening, and then it was kind of like, do I feel like driving downtown to go to it? I was like, not really as much, so I kind of just didn't go. Thank you, same to you. All right, brother. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna be all set. I'm gonna make a nice roast with some oven roasted potatoes and carrots and all kinds of stuff, and pretty much the meal that the wife wants. I'm gonna be actually making there. Did you get Sierra Nevada Celebration out there this time of year? It's a great brew. Yeah, actually, I haven't picked it up. We do get it here. Our Kroger actually had it for like, I think $7.49 a 6-pack, which isn't bad. They got all their Sierra Nevada down in the $7 range. So I'm going to try to pick it up this week, because I do like having it once a year when it comes out. So I may grab that for this week and have some of those. But I got so many other beers here right now. Just open a bag of Lay's, so don't eat the whole bag. Well, you can't eat just one, you know? That's what I'm saying. If I open those fiery habaneros, I'll start munching down on those. I may just have to eat more of my Texas habanero popcorn. How's that beer treating you so far? Oh, the beer is great. It's decent. A good IPA or something like that. I mean, you can drink it. You don't got to rush through it. You can let it sit there for a little bit. It's opening up more as it does sit, of course. So, no, I'm enjoying the beer. In fact, I got another one open up right behind it. We both did. No lie, it was nice. When we both hit the dance floor, you know we were gone. Well, that's good. That's what it should be. You guys should be able to have a nice little time out and have a blast doing it. And that's what the holidays are. Take this week and have fun, and after that, we'll be getting those things to do it again for next year. So it's like we always joke, like end of the year we do sales stuff. You could roll this rock up the mountain, but then within a few days it's back down. You got to start pushing again for the next year up the next mountain. So I'm trying to think, this one versus the Voodoo Imperial IPA. I think the Imperial I do like more, though, than this one here. But that being said, still a good brew. I'm not mad at you, New Belgium. So what's everybody else that's drinking, that's watching right now? Don't make me drink alone. I don't see any updates on the Christmas movie poll right now. Celebration is going for 10 here in Southern Cal. What the fuck? Against Californians get overtaxed. LOL. Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. You know, other places, the Sierra Nevada is actually more. But at Kroger, when they're distributing Sierra Nevada, they've been undercutting everybody. So I don't know why, but you can get the regular Sierra Nevada that comes out, you know. You can get the when they had the hot bullet, when they had Their other brews, they were always like 7 something. Usually they'll say regular price $9.29, but I'll have like the sale thing saying $7.29. I don't know. I mean, they're trying to undercut Lagunitas because Lagunitas is always in there at a pretty good price too. Again with the coffee. How do you sleep at night, Erie, drinking all that coffee? It's always surprising and shocking how much coffee you drink at night. Because I'm thinking it's not decaf, right? You're drinking the let it. I will say this beer easily gives you a good head on it. Had to figure how I was going to phrase that when I was saying it. Yeah, happy holidays to you, Richie. Merry Christmas to you and the family as well. Hopefully everything is good and safe for you. And hopefully everybody gets what they want to get for Christmas, right? I'm going to find a crack Fremont Imperial Winter Ale. Yeah, you had one of those earlier. You had a good video there, Beerhound. I commented on you did the Fremont Ale. That one definitely sounded pretty decent, looked pretty decent as well. And one of the other beer reviewers, I haven't talked to her in a while, but Tanya Mikowski, she's in California up in the San Fran area. And I remember her doing some of the Fremont beers out there too. Heck no, coffee helps me sleep. Really? Wow. And you're just taking it like coffee with cream and it's a caffeinated. It's not decaf or anything. Because most people, it'll keep them up, right, with the caffeine. So kind of interesting that you're able to actually use it to help sleep. Which, there are times I drink some coffee and I can actually go to sleep rather easily too. So did anybody watch any Christmas movies earlier today? I know I saw right now Elf is on. They played that back to back. I did watch Die Hard earlier today when it was on. There were a few Christmas movies being ran through. What time do you have your first beer? Well, I just had the first one here at about, it's 9:12 right now, so I started this stream, I think, around 8:30 or so, and I just poured the second one. I had the Temptations earlier on the first stream I did, which was, I guess, around 3:30 or so, and then decided to go ahead and kick these in. Oh, you haven't seen any this year? You haven't watched any of them? Well, that's not surprising, Ari, because you got a lot of stuff that you're running around doing, it seems, so you're definitely keeping pretty busy. I think I might try to catch up on some of the some Netflix stuff while I'm actually off for a couple days. There's some shows I wanted to kind of try to check out. We were talking about maybe going to the movies for Christmas because it's just us, which we've done that in the past. Kind of catch a movie to spend some time doing that, but I'm not sure there's anything I really want to see right now. I know a lot of people are seeing Star Wars. That one movie I think is out now, 1917, the World War I movie, I believe. But it's kind of like, how many World War movies can we actually have? Like, just keep rehashing stuff. But it looks good. I just don't know if I want to go see it at the movies. I agree with Erie. Coffee wakes me up in the morning and puts me to sleep at night. Well, your body gets adjusted to it, I guess. Now, I've had stuff where we've went out. Like we go out for dinner or something like that, everything, and for dessert, I'll have like Bailey's and coffee for dessert. And it doesn't affect me when I get home. I'm still able to go to sleep and stuff. So I guess it's just a matter of how much you may actually have of it. Right? DD, I don't know what it works like, but it does, yeah. Hey, but if it works, keep doing it, right? That's what I said. That's what she said. If it was a drug, I'd be in rehab. Wait a minute, it is. But it's a legalized drug, right? Star Wars on a 4-head VHS to HDTV is epic. They actually had the, well, now it's called Star Wars A New Hope, but it was basically Star Wars, the first one when it came out. That was one earlier today. I was watching part of that as well. I don't know why I just never got into Star Wars. I just don't get into Star Wars movies that much. Star Trek, I like seeing Star Trek. I'll go watch Star Trek movies with no problem. But Star Wars, it doesn't really win me over. One thing I said that I might watch is Bad Santa 2, because I saw the first one, but I've never seen the second Bad Santa. And I figure that would be a good one to watch here in the next couple days, because I did like the first one, which was hilarious. I got to feel like the second one will probably be copying some of the stuff, but the first one was damn hilarious. Like some of that raunchy type humor, I guess. I really do not want to go to work tomorrow. I feel like I'm drinking like I'm off tomorrow, but I'm not. I am going to have to get up and go. Of course, the benefit is I get to work from the house. I don't have to go into the office tomorrow, which is nice. What if they would mind me drinking some mimosas in the morning? I'm just having a mimosa right now while I'm working. Whatever happened to that anyway? Back when I was a little kid growing up, watching TV, I would catch like reruns of that old show like Bewitched. And they would have like a bar in their office. They would have a bar like Darren worked for Mr. Tate. He'd go in there and he'd be like, "Can I pour you something?" Whatever happened in those days? Why don't they still have those in offices anymore? They should. You watch the old Madman series, they're drinking on the job. Maybe it's just a marketing agency, because on Bewitched, he was working in the advertising industry. And there are some places where they have like beer and stuff on tap now, but I feel like every office should have a little area where you can unwind, have a little bit of a drink, take a little of the day off, as far as any type of stress, and then go back to work. Hey, what's happening, Ashley? Cheers, my friend. What is going on? A Merry Christmas time to you as well. He says, "Don't go tomorrow, Rod." Yeah. Well, we already have people that are out. Otherwise, I would debate calling in tomorrow, but we already have people out. And it's not too bad of a thing for me to actually be able to go in and do what I need to do. It'll be relaxing. I'll just kick back and do whatever, but it'll be a little slow, which sometimes makes the time take a little bit longer, dragging through the day, but it is what it is. They also don't smoke in offices anymore, LAML. Well, see, yeah, but with the smoking, there's a reason for that more, because what you're smoking, you're passing on to others. With alcohol, you're keeping it all into yourself. So you should be able to have a drink. There's no secondhand drinking, only secondhand smoking. And so if you can do that, I just think it'll be great. In my last year, our job allowed us to, me and one of the other guys who brews beer, we were able to do a beer tasting at the office at lunchtime. for people to learn about beer, and we provided samples for them to drink beer, and everybody was fine in the afternoon. In fact, it was so popular, they asked us to come back and do it again 2 months later. We did it again. Nobody got hammered or inebriated, but people were a little bit happier in the afternoon. Again, just to get a little bit of a taste. Take a little bit of the edge off. That's all I'm saying. So Ashley, what is your favorite Christmas movie, my friend? And what are you drinking tonight? There certainly is secondhand drinking. Bad habits encourage bad habits. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you may encourage other people to do it, but they're doing it to themselves. With smoking, you're doing it to them still, because you're blowing the smoke out that they're actually taking in. If you have them doing it themselves because you're doing it, well, that's on them. As Joe would say, well, that's on you. Oh, bourbon barrel aged stout Friday. It's nice. Now, was the bourbon barrel aged one that you picked up or one that you actually brewed? Hey, what's happening, D'Angelo? Cheers, my friend. Merry Christmas to you. Beer house, I work better drunk. I might work a little bit better drunk. I know when I game better when I'm drunk. When I have a little bit of a buzz going. See, Ashley's favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation. I don't know if you voted on the community tab or not, Ashley. I had a poll today that I put out a couple hours ago on what's your favorite Christmas movie. I did have Vacation listed as one of the choices, and somebody did vote for it, but I don't know who it is because it doesn't tell you, but always a classic movie. Although between Christmas Vacation and Christmas Story, I'm not sure which one I actually enjoy more. Drink a little water to stay hydrated. Always want to balance your water in with your beer drinking so you don't get too dehydrated. Do I have a favorite go-to beer? Not really, because I always try to get so many different type of beers. I think if I look at a go-to beer being, do I like certain beers at certain times of the year, maybe? That works a little bit better for me. For instance, when spring comes, I always like to crack open an Oberon from Bell's. Because to me, the Bell's Oberon signifies spring being here. When it's kind of winter time, this past winter, one of the ones I wanted was to get a Trogs Mad Elf because I hadn't had that in a while. But like Great Lakes Christmas Ale is one I actually enjoy at that point. I don't know if there's any other ones that really stand out to me as far as ones I really like to try. I will say Lagunitas, when it's February or so, I do like checking out their undercover investigation because that was one of my favorite beers they've actually done. So that's one that I'll check out at that point. Great Lakes, January and February, they have the Lake Erie Monster, and they also have what's the other one? It's another double imperial they have there. Lake Erie Monster and I want to say something chill. Let me double check here. Chill Wave. It's Great Lakes Chill Wave. I do like checking that one out. One comes out like in January, February. The other one comes out like February, March. And they also have one in the winter, which is an Imperial Red Ale. Imperial Red Ales are hard to find, but their Nosferatu is actually a really good one, so I'd like to check that out when it comes out. Santa's Little Helper, Imperial Stout by Port Brewing from San Marcos, California. Nice. Gifted from Ewart. Well, very nice that Ewart got you that one. I do have a couple Santa beers. I need to do those this week now I think about it. I got a couple Santa beers in the fridge that I also need to review. I can lead you to a bar, but you don't have to drink. Try doing that in the cigar lounge. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right. And okay, fair enough. Ashley says Imperial Red Ale is a pretty obscure style. Yeah, and of the ones I've had, Great Lakes does one of the best jobs with the Imperial Red Ale. Um, if you ever get a chance, and not for us too. I know where you're up there in Canada. I don't know if you ever get a chance from some of the stuff that Joe and them actually get, or when Chris comes down. But that is actually a good beer to actually give a try to if you like red ales. But I have to figure out when I'm going to drink the Goose Island, because I have the Bourbon County ones I have here now, and I'm like, I can let those sit for a bit. I'm trying to get the stuff out ahead of time that I need to actually drink and want to check out. I've got a couple other ones I got to do. I got one from one of our local places here that is kind of like their raspberry wheat ale. I need to do a review on that one. I've got an Imperial Tiramisu Stout for one of our local breweries. I'm really looking forward to drinking that. But mainly right now, I got a lot of barrel-aged stuff in there. I'm pumped up about getting the Dino S'mores I did the last unboxing about out of Chicago. Everybody talks about how good they are. So I got the base Dino S'mores and the coffee version, which I too like coffee and beer together. Okay, cool. I can get Great Lakes. Never tried them yet. Yeah, definitely check out Great Lakes and what their brews are doing. If you like Imperials, like I said, January to February is when I'll come out with like the Great Lake, the Monster one, and then the Chill Wave, and those are really good ones from them. Go Blue, drink Oberon when attended U of M. Have to try the Imperial Red Ale. Sounds good. Yeah. Oberon is such a good pale wheat ale. For me, the last few years, it's just been kind of like signifies springtime. It's like it's the perfect one to welcome spring in. It's got a great flavor to it. I think it's awesome and I enjoy it. It was funny, at one of the beer festivals we went to, they even had like Oberon lip balm, for chapped lips that you had, and it had the Oberon flavor. They have an Oberon Day. They give you an Oberon sticker on Untapped. I mean, Oberon is just a solid, well put together beer from Bell's, and Bell's does a phenomenal job on their beers. They have some great stouts there if you like stouts. Bell's in Michigan is one of my favorite breweries that I've actually enjoyed over the years, for sure. One that I need to drink more of is actually some of the beers from AleSmith as well, because we do get AleSmith in there here now. We also, and this is out from where you're at, Beer Hound, we actually get Modern Times here, I think, now too. I think they're out of California. And I want to drink more of their beers. I've only had a couple here and there at some of the beer fests, but now I can get their stuff that we get in distribution here too. It's like so many beers, so little time. What are you going to do? You're going to go out and enjoy those babies. That's what you're going to do. I'm going to check in my Hop Avenger on Untapped right now that I haven't done yet. And if any of you guys are on Untapped and you want to connect with me there to see the beers I'm drinking and be able to discuss those, let me know. It's just reach out to me or hit me on Untapped. It is still Rod J BeerVentures there as well. We can definitely see what each other is actually drinking. Have you tried Blue Star Wheat? Real bready and unfiltered. I have not. I haven't seen Blue Star before. Where are they? Actually, I can pull up my thing here. Let me see where they're located out of. Out of San Antonio, Texas. Is that where your Blue Star Brewing Company? Is it their wheat head that you're talking about? I can definitely check for them when I'm back down in Texas next time. My in-laws are down there, so once in a while we get down to Texas, around the Dallas area. So I'll definitely look to check them out. Yeah, L. Smith, the Modern Times Killer, right? So I'm happy that we get Modern Times now. So my next run of Jungle Gyms, I'll probably pick up some of that. I'm digging the hoodie that I saw on Instagram, Rod. Looks nice. Oh, thanks. I appreciate it. It was one of the later things I actually put together on the BeerVentures store. It's really comfortable. I started out with the t-shirts. I added the hoodie. I've actually got the hats out there now too. I just have put out like it's like the trucker hat. I wanted to get a trucker cap for some reason, so I kind of put that out there on the store too. Few people have gotten the t-shirts. I know Trish had a t-shirt on Keep Sipping. The Whiskey Scout, Robert, he got a t-shirt on there. A few other people. So I'm just trying to do some different things. I want to put some maybe koozies out there. I got the glassware, although I'm going to design another glass to go out there as well. But yeah, so just building up the brand, so to speak. But I will tell you the hoodie is very comfortable. So California, I think. Yeah, so Modern Times is California, I believe. Yeah, and you're in down Texas. Okay, so that's the same brewery. Look out for Green Flash. Yeah, so it's interesting because I have brought up on one of the Beer Flow shows, Green Flash actually making a return. So Green Flash had ran into situations. They went under Chapter 11 essentially, but now they're starting to reemerge from Chapter 11. 3 of the states they're actually relaunching in right now have been Pennsylvania, I believe Massachusetts, and another state there, but it's on the East Coast as well. So they're starting to pop out beers out in that area. So they are looking to build back up and to make a return, which I'm all about because I did like Green Flash. I think Green Flash was another brewery that kind of just had gotten a big name. People knew who they were, and they kind of just relaxed and didn't push the envelope anymore. And then they got passed up by other breweries that were coming out doing different things. And I think it taught them a lesson to still be involved, still be engaged, still look to put things out there that are going to drive consumers to the product. So hopefully they're coming back with some good stuff because they have some good brewers there at the brewery. Or they did have some good brewers. If everybody stayed with them or not, I'm not sure. But they actually have a lot of good stuff happening. He said, Roger, onesie. I'll make a onesie. Oh, that's it. Got to do my December 23rd Advent beer review. Check you later, Rod. Cheers, everyone. Merry Christmas and be safe. You too, my friend. Glad you stopped in for a bit. And if I don't see you Monday or Tuesday somewhere here in the YouTube world, you definitely have a great Christmas, buddy. It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens. Going to a little Run DMC there. Yeah, maybe I'll do one of the beer streams and in the background music I'll put like Christmas songs or something. I'm doing everything right now on OBS, and I do have a program here on OBS where it will pull music off of YouTube so it can play it in the background for you as well. But right now I've been kind of using the MU channel for the music stuff, which I like. It makes it nice and relaxing. But if I do like a Christmas stream, then I'll put Christmas music in the background. I think that would be kind of cool. And seeing how much eggnog we actually have left. My wife's like, "You gonna drink any more eggnog tonight? Or are you gonna?" I was like, "No, I wasn't planning on it." She wanted to keep some around for Christmas Day. I learned how to do the floss dance. I'm so proud. It's all one goal at a time. Baby steps, right? This is one step at a time. Oh. But yeah, good old New Belgium coming through with this beer. A nice feel. And then I have the artwork here as well if you haven't seen it. But that's the artwork from the Hop Avenger IPA, which that's pretty slick there. I do like how it looks there on that artwork. It's pretty cool. It's nice town. You know, it almost reminds me of the Brooklyn Brewing and their Defender beer, because their Defender beer was actually created during the time of Comic-Con. That's why it has like a comic superhero type feel as well. But they did a nice job. I don't think they credit the artists on here who actually did the artwork, although they should. No, nothing really on here at all. But you know the good things too is when they do the enjoy by date, they do a real good job. Like on some, they make it so small for you to be able to see it, right? But they do a good job of making it nice and big, where it sticks out, and you can easily see when the best by date is, which I really appreciate about how they do that with the beer. I thought breakdancing was tricky. Megadeth. Yeah. Well, as you get older, breakdancing becomes more dangerous then, so can't really go back and make those kind of moves nowadays. You end up popping a hip out of socket trying to break dance. But a nice IPA for the palate. If you do decide to pick up the Hop Avenger IPA, would definitely give it a go. Let's take a look at the page just to see if anybody else chimed in with any other Christmas movies they actually enjoy. There was another vote in there. And right now, Christmas Story is in the lead with the 45%. Christmas Vacation 18%. Although the other category is at 36%, but that's being split between some of the votes there. So I quit when I did the worm and ended up smashing the worm. Yeah, everybody likes to try to do the worm. And back in the day, growing up as a kid, had a few moves I would do breakdancing. Growing up in New Jersey at the time, we were kind of right there where it was basically the launch of a lot of the hip hop and the rap. I mean, rap itself kind of started out in New York, but right there in New Jersey, it kind of flowed down really quickly. And we had a lot of artists that were in New Jersey as well. And it was funny, at that time when you were a kid, you were like, okay, you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a rapper? Or do you want to be a DJ? And I was always more favorable to like the DJ type thing. So, but I had some friends in school that would do some phenomenal popping and breakdancing, and one of my buddies, he would do a windmill and be able to take off his jacket and all kinds of stuff while he's doing the windmill. And kids will put time into it. And for real, it was like, it's so funny now, like when you see some of these dance schools kind of doing it, it's like you didn't even need a dance school back then, right? So, and that's like back then when I DJ'd, it was kind of like we DJ'd with just the actual records. Nowadays it's easier because now you have the computer with all your songs, and you have these fake, I say, when you say it's technology or whatever, but it's just fake turntables in that the records aren't really on them like they were back then. Like you're programming a song in the computer and you have blank slates working these turntables. Back then, you had to actually get the record, put the record on, find your spot on the record before you can do all that stuff. It was totally different back then. So, in a way, I feel like there's some good, there's good DJs now. Some of the old DJs have kind of went with the new technology as well. But when you had to carry the records and do all that stuff, you had to think a lot quicker on things, I think, as well. And it was a fun time. What about Planes, Trains, Automobiles for Christmas movie? The highway scene is a great... Yeah. That's one that people look over. Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. He's trying to get home for the holidays for Christmas. That's a good one. Schoolie D could scratch her. Yeah, Schoolie D was he was phenomenal, the rapper, and of course he was out of Philly, so he was across the river from where I grew up. I grew up 20 minutes outside Philly. First time we heard Schoolie D was PSK, and on the radio, and that was just like a mind-blowing song at the time, and he built a lot of fans out of the area, of course, but Schoolie D was very solid. Radio was just so different back then. At the same point, one of the reasons why it was different, you have more independent stations. So now you have a lot of these stations that are owned by conglomerates, and they're basically playing the same stuff in different genres, but they're regulating it so much, you're not getting a lot of the independent sounds we used to get back in the day. Also, growing up outside Philly, for instance, we had Howard Stern, who was on, I think it was WMMR out of Philly, but he was there on the radio where I grew up at. You had a bunch of other, like, not just shock DJs, but different personalities. Like out of New York, we get New York Sound Night, so we would get like Mr. Magic or DJ Red Alert. We would get all kinds of different people playing different things, and it was kind of like having that feel where you can go to different stations and it would always be different. Nowadays, if you spin the dial on the radio in the car, you feel like you're not even changing stations half the time because everybody's just doing the same thing because they're regulated. And the way it works inside of a radio station, when you go in there, if you look at the hour of a clock, there's different slices. So if you look at it like a pie, in a certain amount of time, like say that first 10 minutes, there'll be a pie slice. You have to play a song from like A, B, or C. That next 10 minutes, you have to play a song from D, E, F, or whatever it is. In between there, you got to do something in a certain amount of time to play the commercial. So this gets all regulated, and the people that are setting what is an ABC or DEF, a lot of times are the corporate heads that are probably getting paid to put that out there, and it takes away the choice of the DJ to play the music they want to play, which sucks. Which is why it was great when I was on the radio in college. We were independent. We had a clock kind of like that, but there was a part where it was a DJ's choice that you could decide which you wanted to play as well. So gave you a little bit of freedom there to share stuff. That's why college stations are so big in breaking sounds for radio bands. When bands come out, they're able to get them to college stations. They end up getting a wave behind them to give them that push that other stations, the professional ones, have to pick up to actually put them on. So college is always going to be like that breaking ground for a lot of groups. And that's why you saw a lot of those groups when they come out, they play a lot of those college type tours. That gives them the driving momentum to put pressure on the non-college stations, so to speak. I said King Yellow. I know DJ Yellow. Is that who King Yellow was? Because he was out in California. DJ Yellow. But there was King T. I actually met King T somewhere around here. I have an autograph thing from King T when we were at a conference together in D.C. Got a lot of good lacing on the glass from this beer. Good lacing can also symbolize the quality of the beer for certain styles too, so I always like to check the lacing there. It's not as balanced as I would have expected it, but it is definitely there. Iced tea. Yeah, iced tea. Iced tea was actually, it was Chris the Glove. I can't remember his last name when he first came out, but he had done that song Reckless. And then, of course, he did the Colors main song for the Colors movie, and kind of blew up there. But he was the first one that brought some of the violence that was taking place on the streets into the rap world and stuff. So He's credited as being one of those people. Schoolie D was also one that did it from the other side. Cool G Rap was one that did it from that side as well. And of course, NWA did it, bringing his stuff in. But Ice-T was out there. It's funny because there's a lot of people out that watch TV and they know Ice-T just from being on Law and Order and don't know he was really a rapper from back then. So that's kind of funny. Which I didn't realize, but Ice-T has actually been on Law and Order. I think they said for like 18 years now. Going back into the 90s when he joined that cast with them. So he's been on there for a bit. And I still like some of the Ice-T songs. I still have Ice-T music here. Like here at the house from when I DJ. I got like his album Power. I have that one here. I think I have I don't know if I have that one on vinyl or the other one he came out with on vinyl. I know I have some of his stuff on vinyl. Some of his stuff's on cassette from back in the day. Might have a couple CDs on there, but yeah, I used to like Ice-T. But the cool thing was the station in college that I was actually DJing on was actually an alternative station. So we end up having different shows, different specialty things like that and everything. But when you first start out, you kind of start in the main rotational stuff. So I was able to learn about a lot of different other groups that weren't just in hip hop, which really opened an appreciation for music for me. For instance, Henry Rollins, back then when I was in school, he was the Rollins Band, right? He was the leader of the Rollins Band. So I was able to listen to a lot of the stuff that he was actually put into his music. Things like the Cowboy Junkies, things like some of the early REM, some of the early Nirvana before Nirvana got big. It was a great amount of music I got to really take in and really enjoy from all over, which I've always been a fan of different types of music. But to hear some of that stuff, because with us, we would play them early, and then when they became like, big or whatever, and they were getting mainstream airplay, we would stop playing them. So for instance, when R&M got big, like with Stand, we didn't really play that on the station anymore because they were kind of crossed over at that point from being that alternative type sound to actually being in the mainstream. When Nirvana took off big in the early 90s, we would stop playing some of the Nirvana stuff. So yeah, Body Count, and I got a couple of their tracks there as well from Ice-T with the Body Count track, stuff that he had done with them as well. Yeah, he was a pimp early on too. Yeah, he'll tell you that story about, how he was a pimp back in the day, and it was to make ends meet for sure. So he did what he needed to do, just like Jay-Z used to be a drug dealer that never got caught and got out of it in time, that he made enough money for what he needed to do. That's the thing. People do things on what they need to do at times, but it's kind of like, not just in music, but in general, I guess, depending on how bad it may be or what you're trying to do. I mean, look at how the Kennedys made a lot of their money back when Papa Joe was running some of the stuff that he was doing. So those kind of things definitely do happen. Hey, Michelle, cheers. Welcome. What is going on with Sparkle Supreme Queen this evening? And as far as the beer guy, what are you drinking tonight? Anything tasty you're having right now? We're kind of just chatting it up at this point. I had actually ran down earlier in the video, and if it's your first time here, usually the first 10 minutes of these type of streams, I'll talk about the beer, and then after that, we open it up to chat and other stuff. But I'd actually, the Hop Avenger IPA is the one I actually checked out earlier from New Belgium. Don't know if you've had this one or not, but pretty decent from them. Glad to actually pick that up. And Merry Christmas to you, Michelle, as well. So what are you doing this evening? What are you getting into? Did you have to work earlier? Because I know you usually have to work retail and stuff as well. Hopefully you're getting some time off here around the holiday. Yeah, I don't know if you guys had a chance to take a look at the video I did about 450 North, but that's been crazy. It's kind of like a lot of people have been checking it out more than I thought, but I'm actually hoping things actually do pan out to them. They make some good beers, so I don't know what may have happened, and I just wanted to share some of that information because a lot of people do like 450 North as well. And it was only about the slushies that were the ones that concerned. Their nugget beers are still pretty solid, but I'm interested to see what they get back off of that from the results on everything. Non-alcoholic sangria. All right. That can work too. Oh, another 1050. Nice. You know, it's funny. I actually, when I went to go pick up the Bourbon County Stouts yesterday, they were there. They had the 1050s out. They had the Bourbon Barrel 1050s out as well, which I've had before, and I've done the video on that and everything like that. But I was kind of like, should I pick this up as well to get some of this? And I'm kind of like, no, I had to force myself because I have too many beers here that I didn't want to get any more of it. But that is a good one. If you get a chance, check out the Bourbon Barrel Aged 1050. Both of them are good, but the Bourbon Barrel Aged is really smooth too. Definitely worth a try for sure. Worked 9 to 3 today, and oh my god, it was a non-stop busy. Yeah, because it's right before the holiday, and people are coming in, and the people are like getting the food for the holidays, and they think they got the food. Then it's like they get a message from someone, and they say, well, you know, so-and-so's got a gluten allergy. They go back and get other food for that person to make, I'm sure. So things get a little bit crazy. People say, I don't have enough alcohol to deal with all the family. I need to go get some more beer. I need some wine to put up with everybody coming in this week. Yeah, it's a big time. I'd expect the store to get hit probably tomorrow a little bit as well. And then hopefully Tuesday you guys are closing early. I think here our Kroger is actually closing early, like at 5 or something probably. But yeah, you're going to have people that were going crazy this weekend. Yeah, I bet. You're probably ready to put the little Tootsies up and just sit back and relax. Yeah, I'm sure that on your feet for 6 hours, they probably had you moving like crazy. Although, if you're wearing a Fitbit, you get your steps in. Which my Fitbit didn't go too much today. Got more than I thought I would get on there. It's at the 3rd dot, so. So has anybody got any favorites they like for Christmas? How about favorite dishes? Oh, and Michelle, we were asking what's your favorite Christmas movie earlier, too. I had a thing on the community tab on the channel, but curious. I was asking people what their favorite Christmas movie is as well. Oh. I do feel relaxed after having this beer now, though. 1 to 5 both days and off for Christmas. Okay, well, that's good. Are they closing at 5 o'clock where you're at then? They should at least close by 5 so you're not stuck there. And people can spend time with their families. Are you messing with me, Beer Hound, or are you just throwing that out there? Bacon wrapped sardines. I can't force myself to eat a sardine. Oh, well, that's an interesting one, Michelle. Nobody's actually said that movie. Polar Express. There's a good Christmas movie. I don't know why people never mention that one. It's kind of maybe one that gets overlooked there. I can never force myself to eat sardines, though. Like I said, my wife, she likes sardines once in a while, but Not something I could actually force myself to enjoy. Oh, you're watching it right now. And that's the one I believe with Tom Hanks is like the conductor, right? Yep, Tom Hanks, yeah. Of course, you put Tom Hanks in anything and he's like money, right? He's just money. It's funny, I get with you. I was watching American Pickers right now, and one of the places they're at has all these Star Wars memorabilia and Planet of the Apes and all this kind of stuff. And I'm seeing the values that are popping up for what they're worth, and it's crazy. But if you got Star Wars type stuff, you can sell them for a good money. It's on AMC right now. There, I thought my AMC was something different. Let me take a look here, because I think my AMC was playing Elf earlier. Yeah, see here, my AMC actually has Elf on right now. Or Jim Carrey is the Grinch, yeah. Yeah, people have said the Grinch that stole Christmas. There's also Fred Claus is a Christmas movie. One that was on earlier today was Ernest Saves Christmas. Nobody ever says Ernest Saves Christmas is a favorite Christmas movie. Probably a reason for that, though. And the Scrooge was on earlier today. I watched some of that. That's actually a good Christmas movie. D'Angelo said, "What's everyone doing for Christmas?" I'm going to be just kind of kicking back. We may go to the movies that day, but outside of that, we haven't really decided yet. So it's just me and the wife. Don't have to worry about anything else. And you know what? There's 5 NBA games on that day, so I might watch some basketball if I get the chance. Probably make dinner here at the house. So we'll see. Play it by ear. Yeah, American Pickers, I enjoy the show. So I used to go to estate sales and I would buy stuff there, find some antiques and stuff like that, and resell it. And, you know, you make a little bit of dollars doing that if you can find some good things. I once found an autographed Yogi Berra photo that they didn't even know they had, that was in the back of a closet when I was at one of them. And sold that online when I was doing eBay at the time. I also found a book that was an old collectible book they were selling for $1 that a guy in Australia bought it for $200 because it was a rare collectible type book. So that was probably my biggest thing ever finding anything going to those. Home Alone, yeah, people said Home Alone as well, which is another good Christmas movie, of course, too. So that one was mentioned. I think the most popular that have been mentioned have been there's been Die Hard, Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation. Earlier today in the other stream, White Christmas. And then during the course of the week, Elf, some of the other ones that we were talking about. So, no big deal. If people mess up, it's all right. Trust me, all kinds of people have typos when they're putting this stuff in the text form. The funny thing about when you're typing and having typos, you don't notice it till after you hit enter. At least that's what I find. Which is kind of funny. I need to proofread before I hit the button. The worst is when you do it on Twitter, though, because Twitter is the only one that doesn't have an edit function. Well, I guess if you're doing YouTube Live here, you don't have that function, but on Twitter, you don't have an edit function. So it's out there, so... I have over 20 Pez dispensers in my bedroom. Wow. Oh, 200 Pez dispensers. I've actually got one. I got one Pez dispenser here. It's actually the Green Lantern Pez dispenser. It's up on my shelf back there. I forgot where I got it from, but being a Green Lantern, as you can see up on the top right of the screen here, Green Lantern was one of the superheroes I used to read as a kid that I actually liked as well. The funny thing about the wall of the people on here that I have Green Lantern, I have Ghost Rider, I have Black Panther, and then behind my other laptop here, I have Joker, because Joker was always a character I liked. The one character I don't have on my wall that was always my favorite, though, was Wolverine. I need to get a Wolverine type graphic that I can put on the wall somewhere over here. Now, I don't know where I can fit it in, because I may have to remove something to put it up there. But I do need to get a Wolverine type graphic on the wall at some point. Very first one was Davy Jones from Pirates, and I've been collecting them for 15 years. Wow, well, you got a huge Pez collection, which is awesome. Yeah, the Green Lantern. Yeah, Green Lantern was... It was always something about the Green Lantern character that I always enjoyed, and it wasn't a complex type character or anything like that. It was just Green Lantern being part of the Green Lantern Society, or whatever the group was. It was just kind of a cool type character. Hey, what's happening, Bum? Cheers, buddy from Philly there. What's going on? I'm surprised we didn't get a chance to have you comment in when we did the Malt Liquor show on Thursday. Everyone's favorite childhood Christmas TV special. Mine is Magoo's Christmas Carol. I don't remember Magoo's Christmas Carol. I think when I was a kid, it was the which one had the Heat Miser on it? Was it Santa Claus Coming to Town? Because the one with Heat Miser was kind of my favorite as a kid. Frosty the Snowman was also one that I was a fan of as a child. Rudolph was okay. Of course, Charlie Brown Christmas was always a good one too when I was a kid. But Heat Miser was my favorite one as far as a character at that time. Or Muppets Christmas Carol. There you go. I used to watch the Muppets when I was younger. Yeah. But even Heat Miser had a cool song. He's Mr. Heat Miser. Hey, what's happening, Dickie? Cheers, my friend. What is going on out there in the Vegas scene? Merry Christmas to you, brother. It's funny, you said hi, Dickies, and the thing tried to put you in a comment thing. That's hilarious. A lady at my work has hair like Heat Miser. Well, that could be kind of scary. Hopefully she's not blue. So Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Hopefully all your Christmas shopping is done and everything is ready to go. Yeah, so Santa Claus Coming to Town had Heat Miser. Yeah, I always like that one. I also like The Grinch That Stole Christmas, the cartoon. I did like that one as well. I was reading the Queen's A. Sparkles Green Cream A. Or hi. I think Vicky was saying hi there. I was like trying to make out the comment. But I'm trying to think of any other childhood ones that were actually, that kind of stood out there. I think those were kind of the main ones. Vegas Okay Chili. Oh, I guess that's one of the things that people forget. You know, Vegas being in the desert, you guys do get some cold nights out there. It's not always a warm type time. So, you know, you may heat up during the day, but it definitely gets cold at night as well. The Year Without a Santa Claus was the movie. Wait a minute, The Year Without the Santa Claus was Heat Miser, or was that just a movie? Now I gotta check. Heat Miser. Yeah, The Year Without a Santa Claus was where Heat Miser says was in that one. Yeah. He's Mr. Heat Miser. Unfortunately, I had to go to bed early Thursday night, so I could only watch the first hour of Malt Liquor Live. Well, the first hour was probably enough for you. Even though it wasn't Malt Liquor, we had Shannon do Mad Dog 2020. And within the first sip, she realized the mistake she made back in the day, which we all did, because we all were drinking Mad Dog 2020 back then as well. That was not a wise choice. So I don't know what she did with the rest of it, if they drain poured it or anything like that, but I don't think Todd was going to touch it either. Home Alone is still a favorite of mine, and Christmas Vacation. For Christmas is a new one. Like, yeah, For Christmas is there. Oh, Christmas with the Cranks. There's another one of some parts. Another one was Tim Allen and the Santa Claus. That's not a movie that gets mentioned as much for Christmas either. So that one was actually a good Christmas movie. And what was the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad, Jingle All the Way? There's another one that was a good Christmas movie that was pretty funny that people don't ever look at either. Oh, well, thanks. It's the old iPhone 7 at this point, so it's like old compared to the new stuff. Oops, he says it's okay, Bum. It's just a mistake. It just happens. Spelled oops wrong. Oh, yeah, it's all good though. So, Bum, I don't know if you saw or not, but I was actually earlier I mentioned, well, you seen the title, but I was talking about the Hop Avenger IPA. So this is one that New Belgium added to the series this year. And a decent IPA from them as part of the Voodoo series. iPhone XR. See, you fancy, girl. I don't have the XR. You know what? I was thinking about upgrading because I'm eligible for an upgrade to my iPhone, but for what I have on it, I kind of have everything that I actually need right now, so I don't want to really pick up more of a cost if I don't have to. The big thing is usually the camera, which I was using when I'm mobile, because I'll do stuff for YouTube with one of those as well. But this one has lasted nicely, and the software isn't too screwed up at this point, where it's still being accepted and not having any issues. So why make the change, right? And if you ever get a chance to catch Bum is usually on Joe D's show on Saturday, and he gives the malt liquor report, which is always some good informative stuff on malt liquor, which I was kind of surprised I didn't get any of the malt liquor guys to check out the channel Thursday, because I figured with malt out there, they kind of like to check stuff out to keep it regulated, to make sure people are treating malt liquor the right way. And I even went classic with 2 malt liquor beers, having the Old English 800 and then having a Colt 45. It wasn't the malt beverages or anything like that. I was kind of hoping for little props from the malt liquor community on those, but it is what it is. It takes a while to get noticed, I guess. Tell you, the malt beverage I had earlier today was not one I would say to pick up for sure. That Hemptations, seems like nobody's really feeling it that much. Well, I think my glass is empty. Well, I know my glass is empty, but I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it down just over the 10 o'clock hour. So I've been on here for a little bit. I want to say thanks for everybody that tuned in. Michelle said the customer at my work was driving the Thunderbird car. Nice one, sky blue. Yeah, the old Thunderbirds, yeah. Do they still make Thunderbirds? I don't think they make them anymore, so it had to be one of the older ones. I'm lucky Havana didn't jump into the chat. Yeah, Havana's kind of a crazy wild card, but you know what? I mean, he couldn't have said anything too much, right? Because I was drinking Old E, I was drinking Colt 45, had it in the bottle, and I did pour it into a glass because I had to use it to show everybody, so I didn't take it straight from the bottle. But label was out, so I would think he would approve if he would have seen it. I would have liked to have the chairman swing by. That would have been awesome if the chairman would have popped in and paid some props to actually doing some Colt 45 and Old E. But it is what it is, it takes a while. I mean, Joe D is definitely centered on their radar, so maybe, I don't know if Joe's doing one this next Saturday. If he is, maybe I can jump on with you guys there and be like, tease him a little bit, like, why didn't y'all come by when I did Colt 45? Where were the 40 crew at? Why didn't y'all come out and show some love? But I will say I didn't have the ski mask, which you're supposed to have a ski mask if you're doing malt liquor, apparently. So I didn't pick that up. I was going to go by TJ Maxx and try to find one. Did not make it over. So technically, they would have probably faulted me on that. Well, night to you as well, Michelle. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this down. And I'm going to actually sign off here, although I'm going to try to jump over to the Eclectic Beer to see what those guys are up to. If you haven't been on the Eclectic Beers channel, great stuff over there. Alan and Blake are doing Sunday Fun Day. So thanks for everybody that definitely tuned in tonight. Going to see if those guys are getting a little bit crazy over there and kind of catch them for a little bit. I do a lot more with Android than iPhone. You might be able to. I'm not saying you can't. I used to have Android. I'm not one of the iPhone, diehards. So I'm not locked into Apple. The only thing I have Apple is the iPhone, really. So I'm open to other things. I may go back to Android at a point too, especially with the stuff Samsung's doing. And cheers to you, Bum. Merry Christmas, my friend. If we don't talk before Wednesday, definitely a Merry Christmas to you there. And hopefully you and the family all great this week, and a great chance to get together, of course. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. Thanks to everybody. D'Angelo, Merry Christmas to you as well. Although I'll be back on tomorrow at some point, tomorrow night for another stream. Don't know what beer I'm going to share as of yet. Maybe on Monday I'll put another poll up, because last time it worked out well and you guys had me drink a stout. So maybe tomorrow I'll put a poll up to see what you guys want me to do, and I'll do that tomorrow night. Tuesday, I'll definitely have a stream again because I'll be off that day. So usually I'm going to have streams going at least around 8:30 to 9 is my goal each day, as I look to build towards 4,000 for the YouTube channel, and also to share with you guys here. And then just make sure you click that alarm bell so that way you're notified when I do go live. That all being said, I will look forward to catching you guys later. Keep drinking those good craft beers, and remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. Merry Christmas, everybody. Cheers.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come.